Welcome. Welcome or welcome back. Episode 2. Happy Saturday. It's still Saturday? Yeah, it's not quite 12 yet. Whoo, child. So, I got home like 30 minutes ago, and I was out. I had a couple drinks. Meet people, they say, right? I was just walking down the street, minding my own business. Actually, before we get there, this episode is the funeral. Welcome to my funeral. I know you didn't get an invitation. You weren't aware I didn't send out invitations. This is just impromptu. So, welcome to the funeral. Who died, you might ask? Me. More so like the old version of myself that wasn't working. So yes, we're gonna have a funeral tonight for my old self. I've got the Morticia garb on today. It's giving very much Addams Family. Yeah. But we're gonna have a funeral for my old self. Yes, the people-pleasing, needy self that we don't need, that doesn't work. Yeah? Yeah. So, insanity. Let's just touch on insanity. Doing the same thing, expecting a different result. Insanity. Literally. There are parts throughout the day where I'll be good and then I'm just not. And I feel like that's mostly normal, depending on like what your circumstances are. But what I find to be really interesting is that there's all kinds of characters out in the world, especially in the big city that I live in, New York City. There's a lot of characters out there. And I was walking down the street minding my own business. And somebody said, hey, turned around. Full preface, I never stop and talk to people on the street. I don't stop. I just keep going, right? And you wonder why. Like, why stop and talk to people? But at the same time, you need that interaction experience with people. So I'm not totally mad at it, but at the same time, I'm like, this was a waste of my time. Maybe. But I also don't want to look at it like that. I just prefer to have conversations about things that are fulfilling and productive. But anyway, long story short, this person basically, at the end of everything, right, of spending time with people and talking to folks, talking all that, here's the thing. I don't mind people that drink, but if this is my first time meeting you and this is my impression, and then you say that you used to be an alcoholic, I'm gonna think you're still an alcoholic, because I'm not meeting you sober. I'm meeting you in this state. And this may very well be why you had the gall to approach me, right? I just got off of work. I'm going home. I'm ready to just like recharge my social battery. And here you come. Here you come. So I'm like, yes. So we end up talking. We're talking for like an hour because I'm like, all right, cool. Try to go out there, talk to people, whatever, feel them out. I feel like the guy is gay, and I feel like that's fine. I'm gonna put you in a certain category. But it's also like, I don't want to say why talk to me because that's insensitive, right? But it's just kind of like, what's the point? You know, what's the point? Anyway, we talked. It was cool. I had a good time. Came home. Starting to get home. I was like, let me just recharge my social battery. He's into me. I'm sure. Look, listen. You don't even have a clue. All right? So I just left that where it was at. I don't even care. I'm not even looking for that. Not even interested. You're just gonna end up like getting your own feelings hurt. At this point in my life where I'm at, That ship has sailed. Not really interested. What I am interested in, though, is building my podcast like I have been doing and doing this funeral for myself. So back to the funeral. Here sits Amanda. People pleaser, needy, codependent. All of that is gone. She died today. Totally different outlook. And that's not a bad thing. It's just, I'm not going to give that to other people. I'm going to give that to myself. Again, not a bad thing. I think people are cool. I think people are interesting, but they don't need what I'm trying to give them. I need that for myself. So that's what I'm going to do for myself. Love people down, you know, good conversation, all of that, but I can't give that out to people. Like, the only time I'm not performing is when I'm with myself, literally, and I can do whatever, I can act however. That's the only time I'm not performing. So if I have to feel like I'm performing around people, or if I feel like I have to tiptoe or keep certain things to myself or say things a certain way, I would rather not be around anyone. Because then what's going to happen is you're just going to dislike me because of the way I think. You're going to dislike me because of the way I feel or my view, my outlook on certain things. I don't need that. You don't agree, don't agree. We can be cool from a distance, and that's totally okay too. But the old me is dead and gone. It's dead and gone. And I was talking to a coworker today, and you really get a sense of how things are out there, because no bullshit, she had to go through 2 roommate situations that were hell. And shout out to her, by the way. If you come across this video, shout out to you. Would never name drop you, but you're dope. And I'm like, that's amazing, you know? And then she found her way. And it's like, you have to go through a bit of a struggle to get through to the other side. And what I'm simply saying now is that I'm in a season where I'm pulling myself out from the bottom. I'm going to pull myself up by the heels, some way, somehow, and just get out of there. Because everything else in between is a waste of time. If you know that you have things that you need to be doing, if you know that you have goals that you have to be working towards, why are you wasting time? That is to your own detriment. And then other people around you start to get annoyed with you, and they start to get sick of you because they just can't figure out why you're the one that can't get it together. Like, they start asking real questions. And I don't want to be that person. I want to be the person that is disciplined, that is responsible. I want to be the person that isn't afraid to go against the grain at times and be myself. You know? Like, have you ever seen somebody that's like fully themselves, going against the grain and making it? Like, that's awesome. That's awesome. Not codependent, doesn't need anything from anybody, doesn't outsource. That's amazing. Like, what a phase of life to get to. You know? And I just set boundaries across the board. You know, people will try you. And ladies get this a lot, you know, with these dudes that try to come out the woodworks, or dudes that try to reel you in. Listen, homie, we're not doing that. No, it's a hard no. If it's not meaningful, I don't care. Okay? That simple. Mean that in the nicest way possible with a smile. The smile helps, right? Soften the blow. People like it when you smile. It's less harsh. So perceived. Still harsh though, but the smile's distracting. Versus saying it with a deadpan look, right? But the message is still the same. People are opportunists. People will play with you. They will do all kinds of things if you allow them to. You don't allow them, it can't happen. It's not rude, it's not mean, it's just necessary. So maybe you need to have a funeral for yourself. Old self, current self. Maybe you need a funeral for yourself. Not literally, Lord. You know, we're not speaking that. I got more work to do. But maybe you need one for the person that you're showing up as. That's not your best self. Maybe that's who you need it for. 100%. Yeah. So, thank you for coming to the funeral. I wanted to share this podcast episode. I didn't really have any notes. I just kind of went free with it. Oh, I ordered a podcasting microphone. I'm so excited. So I ordered that because I have the desk which has the light on it. I have my ring light set up here, but I need like a mic check 1 2 1 2, you know, to make it more real. That could be like fancy. So that's it for this pod. That's just really how my day went today. I'm recharging my social batteries. I am going to just unwind for the evening. And thank you guys so much for supporting me. I do appreciate you. Thanks for coming to my funeral / decompression session. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then, be good. Bye.